Hi everyone. Well, there's a new weather buzzword going around this week. Instead of the beast from the east, it's the pest from the west. Um, Now we'll get to that in just a moment and explain why it's being called that. This is the chart for this evening, and you can see that there's areas of low pressure around, and we'll overlay the winds here. You can see the wind strength, wind direction, should I say, and then we'll overlay the precipitation, which is the rainfall, and you can see with these areas of low pressure, a lot of rainfall moving around. And we've got some rain moving through tonight. As we move through tomorrow, not too bad. And then as we head through later on Friday and into Saturday, we get this area of low pressure form down here to the west-southwest. Now, this is a very strong area of low pressure for its location. You'd usually expect to see areas like this further north, maybe towards Iceland or northern Scotland, maybe up towards Scandinavia here. But this is quite far south. So we're expecting actually some very, very large swells to arrive from this low pressure. But as well as that, there are going to be some very strong winds out here in the Atlantic, and you can see that here. You know, this low pressure is strengthening up, and these reds are representing wind gusts in excess of 65 miles per hour for a time. But then as this low pressure moves towards us, which it will do, it starts to weaken, the winds get a little bit lighter, but there is still going to be quite a lot of rainfall associated with it, which could give up some flooding in some places. So we may have some weather warnings out later on in the weekend and into the start of next week. But we'll obviously let you know a little bit more about that as the time comes. So here's tonight. This is the cloud for tonight, and you can see as we run it through, you can see lots of cloud moving through at times. There'll be a few clear spells at first, especially later on in the night, but then we get this solid back edge of the cloud moving through, and this leads us into tomorrow morning with some beautiful clear skies to start the day. So if we put the rainfall charts with that, you can see some showers moving through this evening and the first half of the night. Some could really be quite heavy, with the potential of hail and possibly a little bit of thunder mixed in as well. Later in the night, we get this band of rainfall move through. It's going to be showery and patchy, but there could be some quite heavy outbreaks from it. And then as we head through into tomorrow morning, the rain moves away, and as I was saying before, we've got to get these clear spells moving through. So the temperature for tonight, you can see that the temperatures are not too bad really, and they'll be hovering generally around 6 to 7 degrees Celsius. As we move through the night, anywhere between 5 and 7 degrees Celsius seems likely. But you can see with the wind arrows, it's starting to swing around into the west, and as this happens, the temperatures suddenly fall away. So that by 8 a.m, the temperatures are colder than pretty much what they've been overnight. So now if we have a quick look at the wind for tonight, you can see that they're picking up through the night. So we're starting off the first half of the night, 15 to 25 miles per hour generally, a little bit lighter inland, but as we head through the night, they do pick up. So we've got to get these strong gusts, especially around the coast. So we're going to be looking at 25 to 35 miles per hour on the coast, 18 to 25 inland. In fact, we could actually, for a time, around the early hours of the morning, we'll just skip back one frame here, could potentially get up to around 45, maybe 50 miles per hour, some of the gusts in a few places, but then it drops away as we move through towards dawn, and as the sun comes up, the winds drop back to around 15 to 22 miles per hour, and around 12 to 50 miles per hour inland. So as we were showing just a moment ago, the morning starts off with some sunny spells. You can see there's a hint of shading here, showing a little bit of patchy cloud showing up, but generally not too bad. So some good sunny spells as we move through tomorrow. In fact, right through the day looks pretty much sunny. There will be a few patches of cloud drifting through, and the cloud will increase later on in the day. But it does look like it will be a dry day. There is the outside risk of a shower, it may be in more northern parts of the island, but this isn't really anything we're worried about. It will generally be a pretty dry day tomorrow with some good sunny spells. So the temperatures for tomorrow, you can see the wind arrows we're overlaying with this as well. They're going to be rising, not too bad, not too far off average for the time of year. 8 to 9 degrees Celsius, possibly 10 in a few of the bigger towns like Newport, maybe Ryde, perhaps Sandown, Shanklin here we could see around 10 degrees. So, not too bad overall. If we remove the temperatures here and just overlay the wind, you can see generally throughout tomorrow, this is pretty much the strength we're going to see most of the day. we're going to be seeing strengths really 24 to possibly 32 miles per hour on the coast, 18 to 25 miles per hour inland, and it's going to be, like I said, pretty much like that through the day. We'll have a very quick look ahead for the next few days, a bit closer in than what we showed you at the start of the forecast. So this is the chart for Thursday night, the rainfall chart for Thursday night, and into Friday morning. Now you can see these areas of rainfall drifting around here, but then you start to see these really heavy areas moving through. So this is later on Friday. We've got these bands of rain moving through that could potentially be really quite heavy. And then we get a little bit of gap, but then another spell comes through as we move through into Saturday, and then through into Sunday, which looks a little bit more showery. And then another gap comes through, and then further rain and showers look likely to develop as we head through the second half of the weekend, through Sunday and into Monday. And you can even see the outline of this low pressure here with these rain bands moving around it. So, there's going to be a lot of rainfall moving in. But we will give you more updates on this as we get a bit closer to it. And like I said, we may issue a few flood warnings depending on the exact timing and location of these rainfall bands. Anyway, that's all for the moment. Goodbye.